Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tiny Tyler, and in today's video we're talking about Vision Quest. At the time of recording this, the trailer for the show dropped like 2 days ago at D23, and I want to talk about it. So we're gonna watch it. Spoiler warning, I think ahead. We're gonna watch it, and then we're gonna talk about it. All right, ready? Let's get into it.
Before you started working here, I remember when you'd come in all the time with that redhead.
Ooh, a little callback.
I was a different person back then.
A little callback to Infinity War.
How about now? Anyone waiting for you tonight?
R.I.P.
No. Home is just me.
So it all takes place in his head. If that's right, that's so fucking cool.
Who am I? I
Vision.
was an Avenger.
Ooh, I like that.
But I'm not a hero anymore. I have his face, but not his virtue. All I have is his name.
Welcome home, Vision.
Okay, so many questions.
This house is getting crowded, Vision.
Ultron!
Yes!
Avatars only.
Sir, I cannot
I'm
overstate the
so
dangers of
fucking
keeping you
excited.
around.
Yes, but he is
Dad? Papa? Peepaw?
I'm a stranger to myself.
Daddy.
That family wasn't real.
You sure about that?
Uh-oh.
I had a father, a machine
There he is.
called Vision.
Muzzle tough.
Interesting.
It's a boy.
How
So
is this possible?
about the power source.
Free
Okay,
us
is that
all
Wanda?
and save your son.
Let's dope.
I wish to understand my purpose.
With a genocidal maniac inside your head.
Nothing bonds a family together quite like mortal jeopardy.
Oh, yeah. That suit, that last outfit, the last costume was fucking dope. Oh my god, that looked so good. That last costume looked really cool. I mean, there's so much to unpack in this. Like, that was awesome. Maybe it's just me, but that was really cool. I am really excited for this show. You know, I think there's a lot of speculation that Marvel's done with television, potentially after this, given the cancellation of Wonder Man. And I really hope they're not. I just hope they're more selective about the shows they create. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had a lot of fun with the shows over the last few years, but like, we don't really need all of them. You know what I mean? We really don't need all of them. So, like, I still haven't even watched Moon Knight, and it doesn't feel like I'm missing anything. So I hope they're just more selective about it. But it seems to me like this whole show is going to be taking place inside of his head, which I fucking love that idea. Just like conceptually, I love that idea so much because, I mean, how much of what we experience in the world is actually our interpretation of it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think it really gets to like a really cool philosophical question about how we experience reality, and I love that. The quote about, well, I'm gonna paraphrase. It was something about like, I have his face, but not his virtue. I have his name, but not something else. So I'm just gonna paraphrase it. I have his face and his name, but not his virtue. I find really interesting. Like, is what gave Vision his virtue the experiences he had? Was it the stone? Like, what do you guys think? Like, was it the stone? I think there's something really interesting to explore about what the Mind Stone represented and what it, like, physically, how it physically impacted the Vision we knew, the Red Vision we knew. I think there's a lot to explore there. The way I see it is the Mind Stone wasn't like the initial programming, right? That was what Tony and Bruce did. But the Mind Stone maybe amplified his powers and gave him the ability to, you know, lift the hammer and things like that. And maybe it's what gave him that virtue, or maybe it's the code combined with the stone itself that gave him that virtue. We saw Ultron with the same code, but he kind of took it the opposite direction. So I think there's just a lot to explore there. I'm curious to see how they explore. I would love to hear your thoughts on it all, because when we come back to the Mind Stone, what I'm curious about is his power source, right? So it's like, if I remember correctly from WandaVision, the idea is that White Vision has all of the coding and things like that. They must have given him a new power source that kind of replicated or took the place of the Mind Stone. But there's no way they could find something as potent, as powerful as the Mind Stone, right? So there's clearly something in his head. We've seen that. But like, what is it? Because he also, it looks like in the first part of that trailer, he disguises himself as Paul Bettany, you know, as a human again. And I was under the impression that what gave him the ability to do that was the Mind Stone itself. Like, how the fuck did they create a technology that could replicate those kind of powers? I'm wondering if they explore it. It could just be me being me and like really looking into like some of the nuances of that, because I have fun with that stuff. But it really does beg the question, like, what is his power source, and like how does he still have all the abilities to do the same exact thing Vision's that our Vision could do? It just doesn't make sense to me that he would be able to, unless they found a power source that could replicate the Mind Stone to some degree or another. The Ultron shit, I fucking love it so much. I mean, if you think about it, of the three Avengers villains we've gotten, Doom, we're gonna put Doom over here because we haven't seen that in theaters yet. Doom's over there. So of the three villains, Loki, Ultron, and Thanos, like, Ultron's the only one we haven't seen outside of his film. He's the only one we haven't seen in other live action adaptations. I know, if I'm not mistaken, he was in What If, but like, that's anime. We're gonna put that over there because now we get another layer of Ultron. He's calling himself Peepaw. Like, that's awesome, and it already feels like he's bringing that same like witty sense of humor to Ultron that I really loved in the Age of Ultron film, and I'm really excited for that. The whole Tommy thing being alive, like, we knew that from Agatha all along, but I'm curious to see what they do with it, because it looks like, I mean, that one red scene when he's in the house, when Vision's in the house, it looks like he's having like an exorcism done to him, and it looks like that's fucking Wanda. Like, I don't know if that's just me, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's another witch with red magic, but that looks like fucking Wanda. And you know, I mean, whether she's dead or alive, I think is still up for speculation, but like, if she is alive, it makes sense to, and she's not in Doomsday, it would make sense to, I mean, actually, even if she was in Doomsday, it would make sense to introduce her here, back into the MCU here. I'm curious your thoughts there. Like, do you think that's do you think that's Wanda? Because now, if that's Wanda, it's more plausible that she would be in Doomsday, and definitely Secret Wars. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that one, but it definitely looks like Wanda, and it does make sense to bring, if they're gonna bring her back, it makes sense to do it here, especially with like the whole family coming back together, right? Because now, you know, people have speculated if Wanda would be one of the witches for Doom in Doomsday. But if that's her, I don't know. I think it kind of rules that out. So that's interesting. What do you guys think about that? Now, the thing with Ultron is really interesting too, because it's like, and the AI family, right? Because we saw, I'm assuming that's Jarvis. That looked like the actor who played Jarvis before. And I'm assuming the woman's Friday because I think she's the only female AI that we've gotten over the years. The other two are interesting. Now, maybe I'm missing something, so if I am, please drop a comment down below if you know who they are. But I'm almost speculating that those two other AIs that are off to the right on that image there, I'm speculating that those are like the Bruce Banner and Tony Stark adaptations of the AI, but they didn't have the budget to bring Mark Ruffalo and RDJ in for this. So they just gave them like placeholders, and maybe when Tony and Bruce wrote the code, they didn't literally write themselves in there. They just wrote certain aspects about themselves in there. I would love to hear what you think. Unless I'm missing something, who do you think those two AIs are? Or maybe they're just janitors and I'm reading too much into it. Janitors to maintain Vision's code. I don't know. Actually, that might make sense. That's a good idea, Tyler. So the idea of what they're doing, I love the way they're depicting Ultron in this, because it's like, let's reintroduce you to Ultron. Don't forget. Okay, and then here he is as a human. And then it's like, he's your dad. And like showing James Spader like as himself, right? Like in human form. He gives off more of that dad vibe because he's a man a middle-aged man. So I think that's really cool. And then he's kind of like guiding Vision. But then when I think it's Tommy at the end where he's like, he calls him like a psychotic maniac or something like that. He calls him one of those things. It's like, now it's starting to look like he's the villain. So what I'm thinking, here's my theory, right? What I'm thinking is, because they're all AI code, they're not like human memories as we experience a memory of like a deceased family, right? So it's like, what if that code of Ultron, without the Mind Stone, has found out a way to take over Vision? And that's why he's kind of then framed as a villain at the end. I don't know if I'm right about this. I love the idea of that story. That's my thought. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. Do you think Ultron is like just a friend, a villain? Do you think it's some kind of combination of the two? Because that's kind of where I'm landing with this. I don't think he's inherently evil in this. You know, I don't think he inherently has bad intentions. I think he genuinely wants to help Vision, but then he sees his opportunity and he takes it. So yeah, I mean, I'm I don't know. I love it. I think this is going to be really awesome. I'm really fucking excited for it. A lot of questions I have. I would love to hear your thoughts on some of the questions I posed down below. What do you think? What did you think about the trailer? Are you excited for it? You're not going to watch it? You know, whatever the thing is. And maybe even I'll throw this out there. What do you think this may... what are the implications of the show on Doomsday? Because I think there might be something there, especially if that's Wanda. And I definitely think this gives us opportunity. It gives them opportunity to at least bring Vision back in Secret Wars. I don't know about Doomsday, but definitely Secret Wars. So those are my thoughts. I would love to hear what you all think down below. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.